Kirkin Review, print speaking to the blind, celebrating 40 years of audio newspaper production. Welcome to this week's edition of the Kirkintilloch Herald podcast, recorded at the Bishopbriggs Media Centre by our amazing volunteers. You can get in touch with us via Facebook, Twitter or Instagram using @KirkinReview. That is @CUEANDREVIEW. You can also contact us directly by emailing information@kirkinreview.com. That is INFORMATION @CUEANDREVIEW.com, or by calling 0141 772 3976. That's 0141 772 3976.
This edition of the Kirkintilloch and Bishopbriggs Herald podcast, as published on Wednesday the 1st of January 2025, has been read and recorded by Ian McKenna. I'd like to take this opportunity to wish all our listeners a happy new year from all of us at Kirkin Review, and all the best for 2025. Safety fears of politicians. Councillors speak out as they agree donation to Joe Cox Foundation. Report by Neil McGrory. East Dunbartonshire councillors agreed to make a financial contribution to the support of the work of a charity founded in honour of murdered MP Joe Cox. The council backed a motion from Councillor Alex Matheson, Conservative Milngavie, which called for £500 to be donated from unallocated reserves to the Joe Cox Civility Commission. The commission is run by independent charity the Joe Cox Foundation and seeks to combat the abuse and intimidation of elected representatives. Joe Cox, a passionate campaigner, activist and humanitarian, was killed in June 2016 on her way to a constituency surgery to meet with local residents of Batley and Spen in Yorkshire. She is one of 6 MPs to have been murdered since 1979, most recently Sir David Amess in 2021 when he was holding a constituency surgery. Presenting her motion, Councillor Matheson related her own experience of working alone in a constituency office which had come under attack, being vandalised, and having its windows smashed, adding that she has heard of similar incidents involving colleagues. She added that as a young woman in politics, she had also received frightening online abuse, and that this was the main reason why so many women decided against entering politics. Councillor Stuart MacDonald, Labour, Kirkintilloch, North East and Twecker, spoke of an incident where he was emailed an absolutely horrendous explicit death threat which turned out, in fact, to be intended for Stuart MacDonald, who was then an MP for Glasgow South. "It's absolutely shocking when you receive something like that, even if it wasn't aimed at me," said Councillor MacDonald. He added he had contacted Mr MacDonald, who told him this was not the first time someone had sent such an email, and the worst thing was that his emails were often opened by staff. Councillor MacDonald then recounted a time where far-right thugs had travelled from London aiming to confront Mr MacDonald at his surgery. He was not present, so they turned their attention to a staff member instead. Council leader Gordon Lowe also spoke of an incident where he had been working in the office of former East Dunbartonshire MP John Nicholson when they received a suspected chemical substance sent through the post. "You're at your office one minute trying to do your work, and the next you're looking at a forensic expert in white suits and masks trying to figure out what's been left for you to open," he said, agreeing that such incidents discourage participation in politics, especially among groups that are already underrepresented. The motion was agreed unanimously, and that report was written by Neil McGrory and read by Ian McKenna. This Week in History. January 2nd, 1974. Tex Ritter, American singing cowboy of stage and screen, died. He sang the title song for the classic western High Noon. On this day last year, all 379 passengers aboard a Japan Airlines jet made a miracle escape after the plane collided with a Coast Guard aircraft while landing in Tokyo. 5 of the 6 people on board the Coast Guard plane were killed. January the 3rd, 1961. The millionth Morris minor, the highly successful British car designed by Sir Alec Asigonis, came off the assembly line at Oxford. On this day of last year, female artists had a record year in the UK singles chart for 2023. It was revealed, topping the charts for 31 out of 52 weeks, either as solo artists or in collaboration with other musicians. January the 4th, 2009, Colin Freeman, the Sunday Telegraph's chief foreign correspondent, was released by Somalian kidnappers after 40 days in captivity. On this day last year, actress Glynis Johns, most known for her role as Mrs. Banks in the 1964 film Mary Poppins, died at age 100. January the 5th, 1971, one-day international cricket was born when 46,000 spectators watched England play Australia at Melbourne. The scheduled test match had been aborted by rain. And that's this week in history. Plans to upgrade towpath. Details of a project to upgrade the towpath at the Kirkintilloch section of the Forth and Clyde Canal have been published. East Bartonshire Council and Scottish Canals are working together on renovating the South Bank towpath, which is a commonly used access route to the town centre. In 2023, various forms of public consultation were carried out, attracting more than 400 responses. Most people said they walked along the route, used it weekly for pleasure, and lived in Kirkintilloch. And there was significant demand for improved seating and signage, as well as picnic areas. Many people also expressed safety concerns, especially as the area gets very dark at night. Other priorities identified through the consultation were improvements to the quality of the towpath surface and restoration of historic metalwork, while there was significant interest in opportunities to increase canal use. Accordingly, the proposed work includes improving accessibility and appearance of the towpath, resurfacing, new signage, restoration of metalwork, additional seating, a new picnic area, improved visibility and new lighting. The full planning application can be viewed or commented upon at Eastern Bartonshire Council's website using the reference TP/ED/24/0679, and that article was unattributed. House prices keep going up. House prices in Eastern Bartonshire increased in October, rising more than the average across Scotland. Figures for the Office for National Statistics show the average Eastern Bartonshire house price in the year to October was £275,253, a 1.2% increase on September. It was higher than the average across Scotland, where prices increased by 0.2%. The rise in Eastern Bartonshire contributes to the longer-term trend in the area, which has seen property prices grow by 1% over the last year. It means the area ranked 28th among Scotland's 32 local authorities for annual growth, with the average price in Eastern Bartonshire rising by £2,800 over the past year. The highest annual growth in Scotland was in the Shetland Islands, where property prices increased on average by 28.2%. At the other end of the scale, properties in Na, Ailean Sear lost 4.2% of their value, and the article was unattributed. Don't miss the deadline to apply to grant scheme. Report by Kevin McRoberts. Organisations carrying out vital work at the heart of Eastern Bartonshire's towns and villages are being urged to start off 2025 in style by applying for a funding boost. The latest round of the Council's Community Grant Scheme is open until Friday, January the 10th. Organisations can apply for up to £5,000 or £10,000. The maximum, over the course of a year, a group can ask for is £15,000. Funding has been awarded recently to applicants such as Sporting Memories Foundation Scotland, Q and Review, Creativators, Cruise Scotland Bereavement Support, Bishopbriggs Community Council, Campsie Local History Group, Bearsden Festival, Victoria Bowling Club in Torrance, Mulgai and Bloom, Contact Point in Eastern Bartonshire, Lenzie Rugby Club, Glasgow Riding for the Disabled Association, Caritas, Schuttenstadt Sisters of Mary, Harestones Baptist Church and Waterside Miners Charitable Society. Councillor Gordon Lowe, leader of East Dunbartonshire Council, said, "Time is running out to apply for the latest round of Community Grant Scheme, which supports a range of local organisations making a big difference in our towns and villages. Visit the webpage www.eastonbarton.gov.uk/community-grants-scheme for examples of the kind of projects that have previously secured funding. The scheme is a way of providing direct support to groups working to increase inclusion, participation and well-being in East Dunbartonshire. Applications are being invited from not-for-profit organisations that have a constitution and a bank account and aim to bring benefits to the residents of East Dunbartonshire. Funding can be sought for start-up costs, special projects, equipment and salaries. The Council has allocated support for the scheme from the UK Government's Shared Prosperity Fund. The online form, guidance and eligibility criteria can be found on the Council website at www.eastonbarton.gov.uk/community-grants-scheme. Applications are assessed by the Grants Advisory Committee, which makes recommendations for awards to the Community Planning Partnership Board. Applicants will be informed if they have been successful around the end of March. And that report was by Kevin McRoberts. Your art on national display. Artists aged 3 to 18 in East Dunbartonshire are being given the opportunity to have their work featured in an exhibition at the National Gallery in Edinburgh. Every submission will feature as part of the Your Art World exhibition, opening on May the 10th next year, showcasing the creativity of young artists across Scotland. All you need to do is photograph your work and upload it to the National Galleries of Scotland's online gallery. Then go along to see your creation featured digitally on screens in the National. All the new entries sent in will be added to the screens every month until the exhibition ends on November the 2nd. Entries submitted before January the 5th will also be in the running for the prize draw, which includes art supplies for individual winners and for their school. Submissions, however, can be made up until October the 2nd at www.nationalgalleries.org/learn/your-world/young-people. And that article was unattributed. Recycle your Christmas tree. Residents in East Dunbartonshire are being reminded to recycle their real Christmas tree to ensure that it doesn't contribute to rubbish going to landfill. From Friday, January the 3rd to Sunday, January 12th, residents can dispose of their tree in a skip at these locations: William Patrick Library Car Park, Kirkintilloch; Mavis Valley Recycling Centre, Bishopbriggs; Milngavie Community Education Centre, Milngavie. Those who hold a Garden Waste 2024 permit can call the Council's Customer Services team on 0300 123 4510 to arrange for their Christmas tree to be picked up or their garden waste bin emptied between Monday, January the 13th and Sunday, January 19th. For other recycling, the Mavis Valley Refuge and Recycling Centre reopens on Friday, January the 3rd. Residents are reminded to book prior to visiting at www.eastonbarton.gov.uk. And the article was unattributed. Spreading Festive Joy. Report by Kevin McRoberts. Children from disadvantaged households in North Glasgow woke up to a Christmas gift this year thanks to the efforts of Allied Vehicles and its staff. Around 600 presents were delivered to the Postle Park Mansion Street North Glasgow Social Work Office, ensuring festive cheer reached families in need. This year, Allied staff contributed over 150 gifts, with donations coming from every part of the business. To meet the pledge of nearly 600 presents, the Allied Vehicles Charitable Trust provided the remaining 441 gifts, ensuring no child in the area would be left out. In addition to their generosity, Allied staff volunteered their time to help sort, pack and transport the gifts. Their hands-on involvement added a personal touch to this year's donation, highlighting the company's commitment to supporting the local community where its founder, Jerry Facena, grew up and started Allied Vehicles. Jerry said, "The directors and I are immensely proud of the generosity and community spirit shown by staff at Allied. Christmas is a time for giving, and it's heartening to see so many of our people come together to make a difference for children in this community." Stephen Fries, Yard and Valley Coordinator at Allied, added, "The feeling of packing the gifts, helping load the van and then dropping those gifts off at the social work was amazing. I feel like I've done something really positive for the community." This is the 7th year Allied has partnered with Glasgow Spirit of Christmas, pledging gifts to children who might otherwise receive nothing. Karen Russell, team leader at the Postle Park Mansion Street North Glasgow Social Work, thanked Allied staff, saying, "We are so grateful for the amazing generosity of Allied Vehicles every year. Our families are so grateful for all the gifts and difference it makes at what can be a difficult time of year. We are so appreciative of the kindness and thoughtfulness of the staff. Thank you, thank you, thank you." Following the donation of gifts to Spirit of Christmas, Allied also partnered with housing group NG Homes and the Postle Park Business Improvement District to provide lights and a Christmas tree at the area's Sarenson Street. And that report was by Kevin McRoberts. Patients don't miss out on Christmas dinner. Report by Kevin McRoberts. Hard-working NHS catering staff prepared thousands of three-course festive meals for patients to enjoy on Christmas Day. More than 60 staff members were involved in preparing, cooking and packing 5,400 meals, which were delivered to all NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde hospitals in time to be served up on December 25th. This year's patient Christmas lunch menu included lentil soup to start, followed by a choice of 3 main courses: turkey with the trimmings, ham or a vegetarian pasta dish, and either Christmas pudding with custard or cream, strawberry gateau or yoghurt to finish. All main courses were served with roasted or creamed potatoes, red cabbage, carrots and Brussels sprouts. As part of this festive huge operation, 343 kilograms of turkey, 177 kilograms of ham, 243 kilograms of potatoes, 167 kilograms of sprouts, and 3,862 chipolatas passed through NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde's in-house cook freeze production units at Inverclyde Royal Hospital in Greenock and the Royal Alexandra Hospital in Paisley. It meant those who were unfortunately in hospital on Christmas Day didn't have to miss out on having a festive lunch. All of the food was cooked to meet patients' nutritional needs, with input from specialist catering dietitian Helen Blackwell. Precise planning also meant there was very little waste. NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde's catering team was also responsible for preparing food served in staff dining rooms. Kate McVeigh, head of catering, oversaw the whole operation, which included taking orders from patients ahead of time and the use of specially designed mobile ward ovens. Kate said, "Nobody wants to spend Christmas Day in hospital, but we try to bring some festive cheer by making sure they don't miss out on having a tasty Christmas dinner. This year, patients had a range of options and we hope there was something for everyone. Staff work extremely hard to ensure that we are able to deliver nutritional 3-course meals packed with flavour that are consistent in quality." And that report was by Kevin McRoberts. Respecting Rights earns Silver Award. Report by Daniel, Penny and Sophia. Rights Respecting Rock Stars, Oxgan Primary School. We are the Rights Respecting Rock Stars, RRS, from Oxgang Primary School, and we are proud to have recently obtained our Silver Rights Respecting School Award. To achieve this, we had to spread awareness about children's rights, and the UNCRC, and show that pupils were aware of their rights. Miss Roy, who works with the rights respecting rock stars, had to submit a PowerPoint with the evidence of rights in Oxgang to the East Bartonshire RRSA advisor. We then had an accreditation visit on Zoom in October where the advisor spoke to staff and pupils. Why is it so important? So everyone feels safe and cared for, so everyone knows their rights and knows what they're entitled to, and so people know how to respect others. As a school, we feel pleased, proud and excited to have obtained our award. Liam, Primary 7, said, "I'm proud and happy of the school." Sophie, Primary 6, commented, "We've worked really hard and know our rights. I'm so proud we have won the award." And Principal Teacher Miss Sellers added, "I feel so proud of our school. The pupils and staff have worked so hard." The Rights Respecting Rockstars are a committee of pupils to promote rights around Oxgang Primary School. We also have a teddy bear mascot called Righty Roxy. We have visited other schools to share our ideas. We put right stickers all around the school, and we hold lots of competitions to make sure everyone is aware of their rights. And the article was written by Rights Respecting Rockstars Daniel, Penny and Sophia from Oxgang Primary School. Forget the January blues. Plan ahead for events in 2025. Report by Julie Curry. You'll not be alone if you're feeling blue as another year stretches ahead and the festivities are all over. But there's plenty to look forward to in Scotland in 2025 that's certain to put a bit more pep in your step. With a wee bit help from our National Tourism Agency, Visit Scotland, we've compiled a list of events that you can add to your calendar and maybe chase away those January blues. It's a big year for Glasgow as it will celebrate its 850th anniversary in 2025, with a range of events and activities planned to mark the occasion. Kicking off the city's big year in style is Celtic Connections, which runs from January the 16th to February the 2nd. The annual Folk, Roots and World Music Festival celebrates the city's connections to cultures across the globe, with more than 2,100 musicians from around the world performing. Over the course of the 18-day festival, there are concerts, ceilidhs, talks, art exhibitions, workshops and free events. To find out more, visit www.celticconnections.com. In the spring, the Royal Yacht Britannia in Edinburgh will be opening a new visitor centre and shop. The centre will incorporate never-seen-before images and films, setting the scene for the yacht's rich history, while the gift shop will offer royal and heritage gifts, as well as treasures inspired by Britannia. Scotland's capital city will, as ever, host the Edinburgh Festival Fringe in August, when the 75th anniversary of the Edinburgh Military Tattoo will also be celebrated with the show, The Heroes Who Made Us, from August the 1st to 23rd. If you're looking for a unique day out near the capital, the Lost Shore Surf Resort at Newbridge is a must. Opened last autumn, Europe's largest inland surfing destination is capable of generating up to 1,000 waves per hour. The state-of-the-art surf lake is set within a 60-acre country park, offering luxury accommodation, a wellness spa, food market and shopping. Midlothian Snowport Centre near Hill End also launched its alpine coaster in September last year. The longest of its kind in the UK, it reaches speeds of up to 28 miles per hour, promising adrenaline filled fun for all ages. There's plenty going on up in Aberdeen too, with the very first Granite City Festival weekend of 2025 taking over Hazelhead Park. From June 27th to 29th, the festival will deliver a diverse lineup, catering to fans of house, techno and dance music, as well as family-friendly activities. 2025 will also score a hat-trick for Aberdeen, as it once again hosts the Tall Ships from July 19th to 22nd. The Granite City hosted the Incredible Fleet in 1991 and 1997, and it's delighted to be welcoming back the Tall Ships races in July. V&A Dundee will be a must-visit for the Greenfingered with its Garden Futures, Designing with Nature exhibition, launching on May 17. Visitors will explore the history of modern garden design, unearth future designs, and discover how our outdoor spaces can shape a greener and more imaginative future. The exhibition highlights groundbreaking gardens by visionaries Piet Oudolf and Derek Jarman, alongside innovative work from leading artists, designers and landscape architects. Tickets are available from February. In a similar vein, the Waters Rising exhibition at Perth Museum from now until March 16 is designed to make visitors think. It traces stories and objects connected to flooding from Scotland and abroad, from biblical accounts to more recent events closer to home. Exploring the threat of the global climate emergency, it also examines the impact of extreme weather on local communities. For those looking for something new to do, the Inverness Castle experience is set to open in 2025. The existing castle buildings and esplanade gardens are being transformed from their original use as the home of Inverness's prison and courts into a celebration of what makes the Highlands so special. The visitor journey will be guided by a Shongchat. I'm sorry I haven't pronounced that properly, it's Gaelic, which I don't speak. But it means storyteller, who will reveal tales from the city's past, present and future. Also opening this year is the Paisley Museum in Renfrewshire. Founded as a place of learning in the heart of the town, the building and collections have a remarkable history. With a £45 million investment, the museum will showcase Paisley's world-changing stories to new audiences. If you want to travel even further afield, the Outer Hebrides has just been named as the National Geographic's Best of the World list. It is the only UK destination on the 2025 list, receiving recognition for its breathtaking landscapes and unique heritage. Another major milestone will be celebrated all over the UK this year, the 200th anniversary of the birth of the modern railway. Railway 200 celebrates the past, present and future of rail, with celebrations being organised nationwide. To find out more, visit www.railway200.co.uk. And to discover even more events happening in Scotland in 2025, visit www.visitscotland.com/things-to-do/events. And that report was by Julie Curry. Make 2025 the year you quit. Report by Don Renton. Ash Scotland is encouraging people in East Bartonshire who smoke to aim for a tobacco-free 2025 to improve their physical and mental well-being. The health charity's call is part of its campaign promoting NHS Scotland's free expert stop smoking support services. Quitting smoking is one of the most impactful steps a person can take to lower their risk of long-term smoking-related illnesses and also save money. When people decide to make giving up smoking their New Year's resolution, not only will they find their health can improve, but also an average smoker can save in the region of £250 by the end of January. 60% of people in Scotland who have given up smoking did not use anything to aid their quit attempts, while 25% used nicotine replacement therapy, such as gum, patches and lozenges. Sheila Duffy, Chief Executive of Ash Scotland, said, "Tobacco can be highly addictive, so if you've tried to quit before and gone back to smoking, don't be discouraged. Each attempt helps you to understand better what methods work best for you. Giving up tobacco is the most important step you can take to improve your health, your finances and the well-being of you and those around you, and you don't have to face quitting alone. This new year, we encourage people to reach out to local stop smoking services or the National Quit Your Way Scotland service. With their specialist support, you'll gain the confidence, tools and motivation you need to have a tobacco-free 2025. For tips and resources to help you quit smoking, visit quityourway.scot. That's quityourway.scot. Or call 0800 84 84 84. And that report was by Don Renton. Climate Action Grant for Hub. Eastern Bartonshire Climate Action Hub has been allocated £49,698 as communities are being supported to take climate action. 24 hubs have been set up across Scotland, supporting a range of projects including those linked to energy generation, flood mitigation and food growing. These hubs have been allocated a total of £5.5 million in 2024-25 by the Scottish Government. Mel Sutton, Project Delivery Manager from Twicker Community Action, said, "I am delighted that Eastern Bartonshire Climate Action Hub will be a part of a national network of community action hubs. This will be an opportunity for community growth to benefit from the support of the hub to develop projects, access funding and enjoy the benefits of being part of a national network. Over the next few months, we will be mapping out the current climate action projects in the area and delivering climate emergency awareness events and taster sessions which will help community groups develop new climate projects. We will then use these events to launch a seed fund to support local communities in making changes that reduce energy use, waste and carbon emissions, and have the added benefit of improving people's health, well-being and resilience." Acting Net Zero Secretary Gillian Martin said, "Communities are uniquely placed to play a key role in Scotland's transition to low carbon and climate resilient living. It's vital we continue empowering people to take action in their neighbourhoods in a way which is right for them, which is why I'm proud of our hugely successful framework of regional climate hubs." And the article was unattributed. Rotary Club campaign helps people wrap up warm this winter. Kirkintilloch Rotary Club members have expressed their gratitude to the community for the generous gifts of warm winter coats. More than 1,000 coats were donated to the Rotary's Wrap Up campaign, surpassing efforts in previous years. These were circulated through several agencies to reach those who need them most. Debbie Carmichael of Kirkintilloch Rotary Club said, "We wish to thank Lindsay Union Parish Church, Asda, Sainsbury's, Dobies and Calders, and Rotary friends Chris Quinn and Susan Temple for letting us put out our collection boxes. Our special thanks go to Grace, who set up a wonderful drop-in for the community, and to all the club members who collected, carried, sorted, folded, bagged and delivered the 1,000+ coats that so many kind people sent to us. We hope everyone had a very cosy Christmas." And the author of that article is unattributed. Wednesday the 1st of January. Family announcements. Deaths. Sherlock Robert. It is with the greatest sadness that we announce the death of Robert Sherlock, who passed away suddenly on the morning of December 23rd, 2024, at the Glasgow Royal Infirmary, aged 69. Survived by his devoted wife Brenda and his loving sons Robert and Alan. He will be sorely missed by so very many. As per his own wishes, there will be no funeral or service and requests no flowers. In Memoriam, Ginley, Hugh, 02/01/2012. In lovely memory of a much loved and adored dad, there is always a face before me, a voice I would love to hear, a smile I will always remember of a dad I love so dear. Deep in my heart lies a picture, more precious than silver or gold. It's a picture of my darling dad, whose memory will never grow old. Together again with Mum. Loved and remembered always, Suzanne, Marie and Sid, XX. And that was this week's family announcements. Interactive map plots out public land in Scotland. Report by Julie Curry. An interactive map showing information about publicly owned land, as well as land managed by Scottish Crown Estate, has been created. The public land map allows anyone to view the location and range of much of the public land in Scotland. Users can explore information on individual land parcels, including its ownership and size. The information has been brought together as a searchable map for the first time to include land managed by Crown Estate Scotland and the 4 main landowning public bodies in Scotland: Forestry and Land Scotland, Nature Scot, Scottish Water, and the Scottish Minister's Crofting and Farming Estate. Public and Scottish Crown Estate managed land makes up 11% of Scotland, equivalent to around 857,000 hectares, making it a vital national asset in tackling the twin crises of climate change and biodiversity loss. Marie Goujon, Rural Affairs and Land Reform Secretary, said, "I would like to thank all of our partners who have helped develop this resource that will allow people to explore the range of public or Scottish Crown Estate land in Scotland. Given the scale of it, at more than 10% of Scotland, this land provided us with opportunities for increasing opportunities for agriculture, woodland creation and peatland restoration. In tandem with the existing capacity for timber production and renewable energy generation, these opportunities are crucial in reducing our emissions. This is a significant demonstration of our commitment to providing transparency of public land ownership in Scotland." Ronan O'Hara, Chief Executive of the Crown Estate Scotland, said the new map was a crucial resource, explaining why. He said, "Crown Estate Scotland's land and assets, which are held in trust for the people of Scotland, represent both a crucial resource and a key part of the country's natural landscape. Crown Estate Scotland wants these assets to be used for the long-term benefit of the people of Scotland, and we are delighted to be as open and transparent about those assets as possible. This is to make sure people know what has been held on their behalf and what we are doing to protect these assets for the long term." And that report was by Julie Curry. Published on the 1st of January 2025. Opinion: Let's talk. The Kirkintilloch and Bishopbriggs Herald letters page. Please send your letters via email to kirkyherald@jnscotland.co.uk. That's KIRKYHERALD @JNScotland.co.uk, and write letters in the subject field. Please keep letters to a maximum of 300 words. Letters cannot be published without a name and postal address. Also include a daytime phone number if possible. We reserve the right to edit any letter. Self-serving government. Sir, WASPy women are denied compensation by the self-serving Labour government who ignore the Ombudsman. Why have one then? Labour has lost the plot. Keir Starmer and cronies have no problem taking their big salaries, trips abroad, all the freebies on offer, even for clothes, glasses, etc., with no insight, as people queue up at food banks and struggle with bills, heating and health. Labour have withdrawn the pensioners' universal winter fuel payment, which adversely affects many who are struggling financially, and now they won't reimburse WASPy women for extra years worked to reach a changed retirement age. Does Labour not like older people or women? Yet both UK and Scottish governments have enough spare cash to hand out to other countries. We need aid, recompense and fairness in the UK. Starmer, the pensioner harmer. I hope he gets kicked out soon. His treatment of pensioners and WASPy women is going to come back and sting him. Labour coories up in opposition, then backstabs in government. It is truly appalling. Yours, etc. Joyce Langlands, by email. Resolving bin crisis. Sir, Scotland's councils are once again faced with the unfortunate reality of inadequate funding, leading to significant issues in waste management, as reported recently regarding the bin collection crises in gripping local authorities. This ongoing struggle threatens both the cleanliness of our communities and the well-being of residents. As Margaret Thatcher wisely noted, there can be no liberty unless there is economic liberty. Therefore, it is crucial that our councils leverage the increased budgets provided to them to tackle these pressing challenges head-on. A commitment to efficient resource management can ensure that funds reach essential services and guardians of our local environments. It is high time we look beyond short-term fixes and instead advocate for transformative changes in how councils operate. By fostering partnerships with local businesses and engaging communities in sustainable waste practices, we can empower our local authorities to pursue innovative solutions. Scotland's vibrant and modern communities deserve a council that prioritises efficiency and effectiveness in essential services. We must demand that councils utilise the resources available to them wisely and act decisively in resolving the bin collection crises. Yours, etc., Alistair Marjorie, Dunblane. Broken promises. Sir, Labour promised to lower our energy bills by £300, but they are going up and up again next year. Labour promised to save Greensmouth, but chose to spend billions on carbon capture hubs in the north of England, while ignoring Peterhead. Labour have reneged on promises to abolish the two-child benefit cap, while scrapping the winter fuel payment for millions of pensioners. If Labour has adopted the Scottish Government's progressive income tax rates, it would have the £10.5 billion Working Pensions Secretary Liz Kendall claims it would cost to compensate the WASPy women. Liz Kendall also displayed her ignorance of the devolved settlement, as Part 211 of the 2016 Scotland Act states, "The power to create new benefits will not extend to pensions, as the Smith Commission report specifically states that all aspects of pensions should remain reserves." In addition to alienating the majority of pensioners, the Understanding Business Survey, compiled by 56 Degrees North and the Diffley Partnership, revealed that Scottish companies are concerned about Labour's rise in employers' national insurance contributions, which will begin in April. The research suggests that nearly half of firms believe John Swinney's government understands their concerns, but the UK budget has dented support for Labour, and Keir Starmer's approval ratings have dropped by a staggering 51 percentage points since July, according to the recent opinion poll. Yours, etc., Mary Thomas. Address supplied. Taxi for Neil Gray. Sir, how noble of Health Secretary Neil Gray to say the buck will stop with him if the NHS waiting times targets for 2026 are not met. When the inevitable failure occurs, will it be taxi for Neil or a free hurl home in a government limo? Yours, etc., Andrew Kemp, by email. And that was this week's letters page. Helping Young Children Thrive. Report by Kevin McRoberts. New statistics have revealed that in the 2023-24 school year, 76.5% of Primary 1 children in Greater Glasgow and Clyde were measured to have a healthy weight. However, 21.9% were at risk of overweight or obesity, and 1.6% were at risk of underweight. A programme having success in addressing these challenges is NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde's Thrive Under 5, TU5. TU5 is a whole system long-term approach to support children under the age of 5 in achieving a healthy weight, in addition to tackling food insecurity and providing families with the resources and knowledge to make healthier choices. TU5 has implemented various initiatives to break barriers to healthy eating and provide access to healthy ingredients, meals and cooking skills, including weekly vouchers, partnering with Alexander and Rose Charity to provide families with fresh fruit and vegetables, community pantry memberships, annual memberships in 12 shops worth £30 each to support access to affordable healthy food, flat pack meals, delivery of 6 vegetarian meals, including recipes and QR codes for instructional videos using locally sourced vegetables, cooking skills classes, community classes for parents and carers, offering certifications to support employment opportunities, cooking equipment vouchers, enabling families to purchase necessary cooking equipment, cooking utensils, provided by retail partners, physical activity programmes, including Womb to Move for 0 to 2 years, and Fit by 5 for 2 to 5 years. Beatrix von Visman, consultant in public health at NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde, said, "Thrive Under 5 is more than nutritional advice and recipes. We are taking a holistic approach to help families create healthier lifestyles when their children are at a young age, and that includes varied levels of support. For example, in its first year, Thrive Under 5 established a network of partners, including Money Matters, to respond to community needs. Families that were referred to the programme were linked with Money Matters to assess their financial circumstances and receive ongoing advice on income maximisation. In its first year, 630 families engaged with TU5 services or received food support. The Food Shop Voucher Scheme benefited 47 families, with nearly 10,000 vouchers issued by Alexander Rose Charity. Community grants of up to £7,500 were awarded in all three GDC areas. Free physical activity sessions for children were integrated into the programme, delivered by third sector partners across all TU5 neighbourhoods in Glasgow. The TU5 programme complements the NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde Henry Child Health Weight programme, which is delivered by health visiting teams and offers additional support sessions by Early Years Scotland and possibilities for each and every kid, peak, in North East Glasgow. Henry provides universal support to all children under 5 and targeted support for families with children up to 12 years of age. Both programmes aim to tackle inequalities by supporting healthier lifestyle choices. And that report was by Kevin McRoberts. Tax returns filed on Christmas Day. More than 4,400 self-assessment customers filed their tax return online on Christmas Day. His Majesty's Reviewing Customs, HMRC, can reveal. In total, 40,072 customers, as well as indulging in usual Christmas pastimes of eating, drinking and watching festive favourites on the TV, found time to go online and wrap up their 2023 to 2024 tax return on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day and Boxing Day, well ahead of the January 31st deadline. Customers who have submitted their tax return online have until January 31st to pay the tax they owe. The quickest and easiest way to pay a self-assessment tax bill is via the HMRC app. For a full list of ways to pay, visit gov.uk. Customers are also being warned to be aware of criminals using emails, phone calls and texts to try to steal information and money from taxpayers. For information on how to identify scams and to access a checklist to help decide if the contact received is a scam, go to gov.uk, and the author of that article was unattributed. Wednesday the 1st of January. District News. Churches. Springfield Cambridge Church. On Sunday, January the 5th, morning worship will be conducted by the Reverend Ian Taylor in the sanctuary at 11 a.m. An offering will be taken during the service. Please place your offering in the offering plates as they are passed around the congregation. Tea and coffee will be served in the Cameron Hall after morning worship. Come and enjoy the fellowship. The Sunday school meets in room 2, where the creche facilities are also available. Morning worship is also being live streamed on the Springfield Cambridge Church YouTube channel. A link to this can be found on the Springfield Cambridge Church website, www.springfieldcambridge.org.uk, and Facebook page, where up-to-date information about events and church organisations can also be found. The next vestry hour will be on Wednesday, January the 8th at 10 a.m, followed by our midweek service at 11:10 a.m. The Guild is inviting the congregation to join them in supporting the Eastern Partnership Food Bank warehouse by bringing donations and leaving them in the cupboard in the cloakroom. A list is attached to the cupboard identifying specific items specially requested. Kenmure Parish Church. First Sunday of January means it's time for the First Sunday Club to meet at 11 a.m. Reverend Susan Anderson will lead the club in our worship that morning. Visitors to the area will be made welcome when they join us for our services. You can attend either in person or online on our YouTube channel. The service on YouTube can be watched live as it is streamed or later at a time that suits you. You can find our channel by simply searching for Kenmure Bishopbriggs on YouTube. There will be a period of fellowship following the service in the hall where teas, coffees, juice and biscuits are served. The most up-to-date details of all of our groups that are currently running may be found on the What's On section of our website, kenmure-church.co.uk. To find us on Facebook, just search for Kenmure Parish Church. If you would like to join our WhatsApp group or receive Bible studies from ABC, then email us at kenmurechurch@icloud.com. Kirkintilloch Church of God at Regent Hall, Regent Street. The coffee corner will be closed over the Christmas and New Year period and will recommence on Wednesday, January the 8th. Our next Sunday service is at 4 p.m. on Sunday, January the 5th, and will be a New Year, New Start event with a lively programme featuring live music, topical quiz, the Birmingham Praise Band and guest speaker Brian Johnson. For up-to-date and further information on our services, visit our website on www.regenthall.org. The Bible says, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation, the old is gone, the new has come. 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 17. Cadder Parish Church, beside the canal. For full details, see our website www.cadderchurch.org. We look forward to welcoming you this coming Sunday to our morning service at 10:30 a.m. Services will be led by Reverend John McGregor. Music is led by Jose Javier Rosendo Malo. Our church services are videoed and recorded and are available from the church website. Tea and coffee served after each service. Food bank. If you wish to donate to the local food bank, you can bring your donations of food to the church or the coffee shop. And that was this week's church news. Wednesday, January the 1st. District News General. St Columba's Men's Club. If winter comes, can spring be far behind? So asked John Keats in his Ode to Autumn. Well, winter certainly is well on the way after a truly miserable summer. However, to ease the way towards the joys, maybe, of spring as envisaged by Keats, the Men's Club may be an answer. At 7:30 p.m. every Monday, St Columba's Men's Club meets in the Church Hall in Old Isle Road, Kirkintilloch, and offers a very warm welcome, together with the chance to play a bit of pool or snooker, dominoes, or even some table tennis for the more sprightly amongst us. If none of these appeal, how about a cup of coffee or tea and a chat? Our members come not only from Kirkintilloch, but also from Lenzie, Cumbernauld, Milton of Campsie and Bearsden. If you think this may be for you, and you would like more details, contact either Ian Gibb on 0141 776 5453 or Jim Kennedy on 07767 124 416. 3 donkeys need a home. Mary, Emma and Otie are a well-bonded trio of donkeys looking for their new home all together. They are currently being cared for by the Scottish SPCA Edinburgh and Lothian's Animal Rescue and Rehoming Centre. Otie is a typical cheeky boy, but he is the sweetest nature and loves getting all the fuss and attention. Saying good morning to him every day as staff walk by the door is a must, otherwise he will let you know you have missed him with an almighty bray. The ladies are a chill pair and are happy to watch the day go by. They also love to be fussed over and a good ear and shin scratch. All 3 are well handled, good to catch and good for the vet and farrier. To apply, visit www.scottishspca.org. Transforming lives. Sight Scotland and Sight Scotland veterans have unveiled an ambitious new 3-year strategy aiming to transform the lives of people with sight loss across Scotland. The strategy focuses on building an inclusive future where people of all visual abilities can thrive. With over 180,000 people in Scotland impacted by vision impairment, the charities are determined to extend their reach, support and influence to ensure no one faces sight loss alone. Craig Spalding, Chief Executive of Sight Scotland and Sight Scotland Veterans, said, "We've been supporting people affected by visual impairment for over 2 centuries, but we know we can do more. Our new strategy is about building on our proud history to make sure we are ready for the future. Our vision is an inclusive Scotland where everyone, regardless of their site, has the opportunity to thrive. By focusing on prevention, support, research and campaigning, we will deliver real change for people impacted by sight loss, ensuring their voices are heard and their needs are met. Over the next 3 years, Sight Scotland and Sight Scotland veterans will focus on 5 key areas. Investing in impactful support that will prioritise initiatives that makes the biggest difference to people living with vision impairment, while securing the organisation's long-term sustainability. Putting its community at the heart of what it does by listening to and empowering people with lived experience of sight loss. Campaigning for positive change. The charity will raise awareness of sight loss at both political and local levels, pushing for meaningful societal change. Accelerating prevention and treatment by advocating for more investment to prevent avoidable sight loss and improve treatments. Fostering a collaborative culture of innovation by investing in its workforce and fostering collaboration. The organisation will drive innovation and maximise its impact. For more information, visit sightscotland.org.uk. That's sightscotland.org.uk. And that was this week's General District News, as dated the 1st of January. Consultation on EV plan to power country's cars. Report by Julie Curry. The Scottish Government has outlined how it will support the delivery of around 24,000 additional public electric vehicle charge points by 2030. It has just published a draft implementation plan which sets out the 15 actions to achieve the growth necessary to deliver Scotland's vision for public EV charging. Delivering 24,000 additional public EV charge points by 2030 will require collective action from a range of organisations that share responsibility for delivering public EV charging, including businesses, energy network operators and government. In doing so, it supports the Scottish Government's commitment to phasing out the need for new petrol and diesel cars and vans by 2030. Extensive engagement helped develop the plan, and Transport Scotland is now consulting before the final implementation plan is published later this year. Fiona Hislop, Cabinet Secretary for Transport, said, "Transport remains the largest cause of greenhouse gas emissions. EVs enable drivers to cut harmful emissions. We need to ensure that people from all parts of Scotland can benefit from this switch to EVs so that no part of the country is left behind." In October 2024, Scotland met its target for 6,000 public EV charge points, 2 years ahead of the 2026 deadline. That target was achieved through public and increasing private sector investment. We now need to go faster and further to achieve our ambitions. Public money cannot and should not support this infrastructure alone. We have already seen significant growth in the level of private sector investment. This draft plan outlines how the private sector will take on a leading role and the actions necessary for us to realise the ambition of our vision to give Scotland a well-designed, accessible, comprehensive and convenient public charging network that works for everyone. Our consultation is now open, and I would encourage anyone with an interest to have their say. It will help inform the finalised implementation plan, which we will publish next year. Vicky Reid, CEO of Charge UK, said, "The firm is committed to making EV charging as convenient and affordable as possible." She added, "Our members are putting charge points in the ground at a record pace, with a new one being installed every 25 minutes. The Transport for Scotland implementation plan acknowledges that, for the rollout to go further and faster, we need the support of distribution network operators and local authorities. Investment in charge points is driven by the private sector, with Charge UK members committing to invest £6 billion by 2030. ZapMap confirms Scotland had 6,007 public charge points as of October 31st, 2024, delivered through public and private sector investment. It is estimated that there are currently more than 80,000 electric vehicles on Scotland's roads. To have your say, visit www.transport.gov.se/consultation/electric-vehicle-public-plan before the consultation closes at midnight on March 14th. And that report was written by Julie Curry and read by Ian McKenna. As published on the 1st of January 2025. Planning notices. East Dunbartonshire Council public notices. Civic Government Scotland Act 1982 application for renewal of second-hand dealer licence. The under noted has applied for the renewal of a second-hand dealer licence in terms of the above Act. Name and address of applicant: William Ross Hunter, 128 Waverley Crescent, Kirkintilloch, G66 2DA. Day-to-day manager: William Ross Hunter. Premises: Acceler 8 Auto Services, Pitt Road, Waterside, Kirkintilloch, G66 3ND. Hours of opening: Monday to Saturday, 9 AM to 5:30 PM. Goods: part worn tyres. Any objections or representations in terms of paragraph 3 (1) of Schedule 1 of the Act should be lodged with the under noted no later than 28 days from the publication date of the newspaper in which this advertisement appears. Chief Solicitor and Monitoring Officer, Legal and Regularity Services, East Dunbartonshire Council, 12 Strathkelvin Place, Kirkintilloch, G66 1TJ. Email civic.licensing@eastdunbarton.gov.uk. Planning applications: TP/ED/24/0674 TSB Bank plc 4 Alexandra Street, Kirkintilloch, East Dunbartonshire, G66 1HB. Proposed subdivision of Class 3 property into 2 Class 3 units. Regulation 20. 21 days. TP/ED/24/0674 TSB Bank plc 4 Alexander Street, Kirkintilloch, East Dunbartonshire, G66 1HB. Proposed subdivision of Class 3 property into 2 Class 3 units. Section 65, affecting CA, 21 days. If you are unable to view the plans on the Council's website, then please contact the Planning Duty Officers to arrange a suitable time to view the plans in our offices. Written comments may be made within the above period to the Council's website or to the above address. Any representations will be treated as public documents and made available for inspection by interested parties, and may also be published on the Council's website. And that was this week's planning notices, as published on the 1st of January. Motors, road test, Fiat 600e La Prima. Prima in front in race to do that extra mile. Fiat 600e continues an upward trajectory in EV's ranges, writes Julie Marshall. The all-electric Fiat 600e is a great-looking car and eminently more practical than its smaller sibling, the 500, though perhaps not quite as cute. It is available in 2 guises, Fiat 600e, RED, and the top-of-the-range Fiat 600e La Prima, as tested here. It marked Fiat's return to the B segment. 4 can be seated in relative comfort and, At a pinch, 5, but not for long, as space in the rear is cramped. Electric car ranges are becoming increasingly longer, with the 600D boasting an official WLTP range of 254. If you are in the market for an electric-only vehicle, these claims really need to be used for comparative purposes only, achieving them in real-world driving when you need to use air conditioning, wipers, phone charger, infotainment system, and all other manner of things that drain the power, then that figure will soon plummet. There is a skill in getting the most out of them though. One is learning how to regenerate braking efficiently to come to a smooth stop and maximise the range. Another is to plan all journeys carefully, making time for stops at regular intervals to top up the battery, rather than waiting until it is just about to die on you. There's no doubt that electric cars, including this one, are fun to drive. With its 54 kilowatt battery and 154 bhp electric motor that drives the front wheels, it accelerates from 0 to 62 miles per hour in 9 seconds. And whether pottering around town at 20 miles per hour, or battering up the motorway at 70 miles per hour, it proves to be more than capable. Of course, as a city car, it is most at home in an urban setting where the light steering and good all-round visibility make parking a cinch. Driving an electric car is relaxing, though, not as some people think, entirely silent. You will get some whine from the motor, but it is not intrusive and barely noticeable after a while. You can choose from 3 driving modes: Eco, Normal and Sport. I found it more practical to keep it on Eco to save on trips to my local charging station. I don't yet have my own system. Using a fast charger, the 600D will charge from 20 to 80% in around 30 minutes. It also comes with an 11 kilowatt onboard charger and a Mode 3 cable for charging at home or in public, which gives a full charge in less than 6 hours. A £3 charger from a domestic supply, as expected, takes far longer and needs to be left on at least overnight. The interior is smart with ivory synthetic leather seats, which boast a massage function for the driver, heating and lumbar adjustment. There are smart chrome touches on the dashboard and door trim. The controls on the steering wheel are clearly labelled and accessible, and we particularly like the gear selection buttons, which are laid out in a row at the top of the centre console. It has a hands-free electric tailgate and wireless phone charger. La Prima has all-round parking sensors with a 180-degree rear-view camera, adaptive cruise control and blind spot detection. La Prima comes in at £36,995 against the RED at £32,995. The car in facts: Fiat 600e La Prima, price £36,995, engine 54 kilowatt battery, power 154 bhp, torque 192 pounds per foot, transmission 6-speed DCT, top speed 93 miles per hour, 0 to 62 miles per hour 9 seconds, CO2 emissions 0, EV range 252 miles. And that was the road test of a Fiat 600e La Prima car. Forest pledges future to City. Report by Brian Yule. Glasgow City forward Lisa Forrest has signed a new long-term contract, committing herself to the club until the summer of 2029. The 18-year-old academy graduate signed her first professional contract with City in January 2023 and has already featured nearly 70 times for the first team. Forrest, the sister of Celtic legend James and Hearts star Alan, has been capped for Scotland at under 17 and under 19 level and was part of the squad that won the SWPL 1 title in 2022-23. Having emerged as an important part of Leanne Ross's squad this season, she was happy to commit her future to City. Forrest said, "I love playing my football here and I'm delighted to stay. I've developed a lot as a player but also as a person. and coaches and players that I get to train and play with are some of the best in the country, while the facilities available to me as a young player are incredible. Having been part of the academy from a young age, the club has been a huge part of my career already, and I'm excited to keep developing at what I think is the best club for me. We all want success, and I hope to continue to play my part for many more seasons to come. In pursuit of regaining their title, City ended the year on top of the SWPL1 table, following a 7-0 win at home to Dundee United. Forrest brought her goals tally up to 5 in an orange shirt as she grabbed a brace in the comprehensive victory. Katie Lockwood also got a double, while Amy Muir, Samantha Van Diemen and Brenna Lovera rounded off the scoring. This saw City move 5 points clear of Rangers going into the new year after the closest rivals lost 3-0 at home to Hibernian. The action will return following the festive break on Sunday, January the 12th, when City host a struggling Aberdeen side. They have already beaten 5-0 this season. And that report was written by Brian Yule and read by Ian McKenna. Rab's gaffer is focusing on positives. Report by Brian Yule. Kirkintilloch Rob Roy boss John Gibson says the mentality remains good despite recent results. Rob Roy haven't won in the West of Scotland First Division since August and threw away a 2-goal lead with 3 minutes to go to draw 2-2 with Rutherglen Glencairn in their last outing. This result left them just 1 place above the relegation zone going into the new year, albeit with a 5-point cushion over the bottom 3. However, Gibson was buoyed by the overall performance as his side looked to book their place in the quarter-finals of the South Challenge Cup on Saturday. Having seen off Royal Albert, Whitehill Welfare and Preston Athletic in the earlier rounds, they will make a second attempt to travel to Glasgow United, with the original tie being postponed just before Christmas. Gibson told the club's media team, "We were obviously disappointed that we dropped 2 points against Rutherglen after being 2 up with 3 minutes to go. What I've got to take is the positives, as I thought we were excellent, dominated the full game and deserved to be 2 up, but we got to see the game out. The boys were hurting after losing 2 goals, but it's one of those things, we should have seen that one out. We've not, and we have to take it on the chin, but again the positives is we played really well. We played at a good pace, we had a good tempo, passes were always forward, we got at them, and as I've said, we dominated the full game, so the result really was a robbery. The mentality is good. The mentality has always been good, even though we've suffered a few defeats, but sometimes you need a wee bit of luck to win games. We didn't have any luck against Rutherglen, but we played really well, and you've got to take that forward as we look to get into the quarter-finals of the Cup. We're building a bit of confidence with the way we've played in the last 2 games. Even in the Ashfield defeat, we were excellent in the first half. We'll go again against Glasgow United and hopefully get a good response for losing those 2 goals. Saturday we'll also see Petershill host Irvine Meadow in the First Division, while West Park United are at Carluke Rovers in the 4th Division. And that report was written by Brian Yule. Shanahan helps Stirling to victory in national event. Bishopbriggs swimmer Katie Shanahan helped the University of Stirling to victory at the Scottish National and Open Short Course Swimming Championships. The Royal Commonwealth Pool in Edinburgh hosted the 3-day event as Shanahan was one of the number of Olympians in action. The 20-year-old claimed victory in the 200 metres backstroke, the 100 metres individual medley and the 200 metres individual medley. Shanahan also added valuable points to the Stirling total with a second place in the 200 metre backstroke and coming third in the 200 metre freestyle. Her victory in the 200 metre backstroke saw Shanahan receive the Aberdeen 200 award for the best single performance for a female athlete, as determined by World Aquatics points. She then teamed up with Rory Dixon, Kiana McInnes and Jack McMillan to win a gold and establish a new club relay record for the 4x50 metres mixed medley. Stirling finished with 1,697 points to claim victory, as Edinburgh University were a distant runner-up on 937. Shanahan was was also in action as Pond's Forge hosted the battle for the short courses titles at the British universities and colleges sports championships. She dropped down to the 100 metres backshot from her usual 200 metres entry and swept the rest of the field with a winning performance. Meanwhile, Shanahan is one of 24 students at Stirling to have been awarded support by Winning Students 100, the National Sports Scholarship Programme, and the author of that article is unattributed.
That concludes this week's edition of the Kirkintilloch Herald podcast. Please remember to subscribe to our channels at Tune Review and to tell your friends about our service.